अगर पूरी दुनिया में आपका छाने का सपना है तो मेहनत भी प्रियंका जैसी करनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि बहुत ही कम ऐसी ब्राइड्स हमने देखी है जिनकी शादी की रिसेप्शन एक रात पहले हो and cut to next day she's back in business and along with Priyanka we have Whitney Wolford here जिन्होंने 30 साल से भी कम की उम्र में टेक्नोलॉजी के केस में पूरी दुनिया में नाम कमाया है और बम्बल जैसी सोशल नेटवर्किंग ऐप लॉन्च की है। सबसे पहले प्रियंका आपसे सवाल, ये तो मैंने बहुत कम देखा है कि कोई दुल्हन कट टू रिसेप्शन के अगले दिन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट बिजनेस एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स और वेयर इज द गर्ल्स प्लानिंग अबाउट हनीमून एंड दूसरी चीजें, और हमारे सामने आप हैं जो अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में बात कर रही हैं।
well, I think मेरे लिए मेरी प्रायोरिटीज बहुत सिंपल हैं और क्लियर हैं। मेरा कमिटमेंट था बम्बल के साथ टू कम टू इंडिया इन दिसंबर बिफोर आई डिसाइडेड टू गेट मैरिड। तो मैंने डिसीजन लिया शादी करने का, उसका इनका तो कोई फॉल्ट नहीं था। So that's why, one, and second, it's really something I believe in, and Nick and me both, our work has been very important to us all our lives, and our work has been something that has been a solid foundation for both of us. So we both understand that, you know, we can prioritize things, and we'll take a honeymoon next year, next month or something.
Okay, before that, business. Whitney, first of all, I need to ask you one question, because a lot of people have these, there is a confusion, I would rather say, that is Bumble a dating app or a social networking app?
So Bumble is a social platform to meet new people. It is the only social network in the world that actually connects you to new people. So if you look at the traditional social networks, they keep you in touch with people you went to school with or you've met along your journey, but there's never been an empowered platform that actually finds you a new network. If you want a new job, you want to meet somebody in business, you're looking for a new friend. And if you want to find love, dates, any type of social life, that's also part of networking. So this is very much a full-fledged social network. It is just not a dating app.
Not a dating app. और आपने Bumble के साथ जुड़ने का decision कैसे लिया?
Well, I met Whitney last year at a dinner in New York for Bumble Biz. Okay. I remember they were launching it. And when Whitney was talking about what Bumble was, and people were just talking about what this networking app is, she came and sat next to me, and I don't know from where, but we started talking about how this would be really appropriate for India. Because I feel like the modern Indian woman today wants to have her future in her own hands, the choices of her future in her own hands. We've been told for a very, very long time how our life should be. But now I feel like the modern urban Indian woman today is saying, yes, that's how my life should be, but I also want to do this. And Bumble gives you the opportunity of creating whatever life you want within the safety of your home and your cell phone, like your phone. You can sit there and network with the people you want for your business, for your work, friends, to a new place, or you want to find out who are the people around, you can meet them. You can find love if you want, if you're interested, on your terms, because it's female first. And I feel like that's so empowering for the modern Indian woman today. And I was talking to her about it, and I said, it would be really cool if we bring Bumble to India. And she goes, we can. And I was like, oh. And 1 year later, here we are.
It's so true. That speaks to who Priyanka is, though. Priyanka, I knew within the first moment of meeting her how important the empowerment of girls and women really truly is to her. This is a part of her DNA. And so the way she reacted with change at the helm to really taking something that was working in America but wasn't even quite massive yet, right? She saw this opportunity before many others would have. And so that's why we're so excited to welcome her as an investor, a partner. She is a true force within this company and with bringing it to India. To be totally candid with you, she's been leading a lot of the efforts from such granular levels all the way to big picture for the women of India. She truly cares about bringing something that lets women here take their life in their own hands. All of us around the world globally as women, it doesn't matter from India or America or wherever, a lot of our choices have been dictated or steered by others. And this is a chance to use the power of technology that grants us so much access as we want to, as women, and puts control and safety at the helm of it. And so truly this is an opportunity to evangelize whatever you want in your world on your terms.
जैसे अभी विटनी बोल रही थी कि बता रही थी हमें कि बहुत सारे स्टीरियोटाइप्स होते हैं स्पेशली इंडिया में, एंड यू आर वन ऑफ द वेरी फ्यू जिन्होंने हर स्टीरियोटाइप एक तरह से तोड़ा है, बीट वेडिंग, बीट हॉलीवुड एंड नाउ सिलिकॉन वैली इन्वेस्टमेंट। प्रियंका कोई भी स्टेप लेने से पहले कितना सोचती हैं, या इट्स लाइक रोल मॉडल जैसे आप बन गई हैं, सो व्हाट इज द थॉट प्रोसेस व्हेन यू डू समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट डन बिफोर इन इंडिया?
मुझे स्टीरियोटाइप से नफरत है। I hate stereotypes. I hate being put in stereotypes. I hate people being put in stereotypes, because stereotypes are lazy, basically. You are lazy to get to know something different. You're not curious to get to know something different. I love life. I love the opportunities that life gives to those people who are hungry, who are passionate, and I am that person. So if someone stereotypes me, even like when I went to America for that matter, बहुत बार मेरे साथ भी हुआ कि I was expected to speak a little bit like this, like, I mean everyone doesn't speak like that, and I hated that that's the only way people saw us, and many other little stereotypes that happened along the way, and the ones that we have for women in our country ourselves, that a woman's career when she's in her 30s is like, she's too old, whereas a guy can work till he's 55, 60 as a romantic lead. Now these are all like barriers that have been set in people's heads because we are lazy to break them. But in the last decade, look at the amount of women that are the faces on a poster. So many women, Kangana, Vidya, Deepika, Katrina, Alia, like I can name so many women, Anushka, who have been a part of that brigade that brings change in the entertainment business, and have brought finances in. Not just that they've done female-led films, but the money has come in. So I'm saying this is a time of change, and I love that change. When I did fashion, like how many years ago was that? 10, 12 years ago. So many people told me that women do films like this at the end of their careers, and they should not right now, and it doesn't matter. The point is we need to stop caring about what people say. We need to stop caring about what people will think. Who are these people? Will these people be there in your home when you're having times of trouble? Will these people take care of your problems? No, they won't. Why do we care about them? Live our lives, break the glass ceiling. My father told me that since I was 6 years old. My favorite fairy tale used to be Cinderella, and I was always like, I'm Cinderella, I'm Cinderella. And he used to call me Banderella. Bandar actually means monkey. And he says, you're not Cinderella, you're Banderella. Because I used to break everything. All the time I was like a bull in a china shop. And I used to get really upset. I was like, Dad, why am I Banderella? I want to be Cinderella. He was like, because you don't need to be someone else. You don't need to fit inside someone else's glass slipper. Break your glass ceiling, make your own decisions. And I was taught to always have an opinion. And I feel like as parents, if we teach our children that their minds are worth something, it'll just change the future generations. So I really think about all of those things. So I do make my decisions in a very thoughtful way, but I think it comes from upbringing in a big way too.
But बहुत सी business investments आपकी देखें तो you're one of, मेरे ख्याल से शायद अकेली आप ऐसी एक्ट्रेस हैं जो रीजनल सिनेमा में भी हर एक तरह की फिल्म बना रही हैं, उसमें आपने पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया, अब आप सिलिकॉन वैली में इन्वेस्ट कर रही हैं, इंडिया की इकलौती एक्ट्रेस। आपको गाइड किसने किया कि अब मैं अगर हॉलीवुड चली गई हूँ तो अब मुझे सिलिकॉन वैली टेक में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए?
आई डोंट थिंक ऐसा कोई गाइड था। अगर अपने कान खुले रखो एंड अपने इंस्टिंक्ट्स खुले रखो तो you hear things, and when you hear things you have to recognize the opportunity. Like, I mean, look at her, she's under 30 years old right now, and look at what Whitney has created. The idea is that you can't have a guideline that, all right, now if I'm working in Hollywood, if I'm doing a movie, now this is the next step, or now if I've done this movie in India, that'll be the next step. You can't plan that. You have to put your ear to the ground and hear and sense what is bubbling in pop culture. What does the audience need? What do people need? And and that's what business is, to try and find those gaps and to provide people with things that they don't have. And I just listen for that.
Okay. And Whitney, coming back to Bumble, as you mentioned that it's a social networking app and not a dating app. So, how do you
not
find...
Only a dating
not
app.
Only a dating
not
app.
only a dating app.
Thank you.
So how do you find, jobs and all? Because you mentioned earlier that, if you want to find a job, you want to find friends, you can do whatever with Bumble. So how do you find jobs and all? Because, there are a couple of dating apps already in India, but then Bumble seems to be different from all. How?
Yes. Well, first of all, Bumble is inherently different because it puts women in the driver's seat. Women are in control. So women have to initiate contact, and not just on dating. They do this on the networking side. They do this on the friend finding side. So the way it works is very simple. You download Bumble, and you have 3 verticals, and you tap between them. And the beauty is you can remove the dating platform out of the platform itself. So you're married, you're in a relationship, you're strictly looking, yes, exactly.
Now I'll only be on Bumble Biz and Bumble BFF.
Exactly. And you can genuinely remove it off of your phone. And so truly, it does not have to be a dating app. Now, if you want it to be a dating app, which is fantastic, we all need love. There's nothing taboo about a dating app, especially one that puts you in such a power of choice and you've control and security. So you can just switch your verticals, and it's exactly like the dating side. You add some information about yourself, and you can begin networking. We let you filter for what you're looking for, both on the love finding and dating side, and the business side, and friendship. So I was using the platform last night to meet and chat with local women on the friend finding platform, BFF, and I categorized it. I said, I'm looking for a local, I'm looking for someone who wants to work out, and I started asking these young women questions. What's your favorite gym? What do you like to do here? And I was learning so much about the area. So Bumble is so much more than just finding a date. And even when you do want to find a date, you do it on your terms, which is remarkable. And it's really turning society on its head. Like Priyanka said, stereotypes are lazy. Technology has the tendency to be lazy. It's easy to build tech for what already exists within the boundaries of society. This is a game changer in terms of really giving access to rewriting gender dynamics.
ओके एंड जैसा आपने बोला कि BFF और बिजनेस वाले प्लेटफॉर्म पे अब आप जाएंगी बम्बल के, लेट्स से इफ प्रियंका इज नॉट मैरिड एंड शी हैड टू राइट स्वाइप और फाइंड शी हैड टू चूज निक, कौन सी क्वालिटीज आप फोटो देखकर, क्योंकि हर कोई बायो अपना लिखता है, व्हाई वुड यू हैव राइट स्वाइप निक?
I mean, look at him.
I agree.
And look how he looks at her. I mean, they are perfect together. Perfect.
That's true.
Genuinely such a magical couple.
And any other investments apart from Bumble in near future?
Well, I've invested in a school called Holberton, which is a coding and engineering school in the US. And that also I find super fascinating, is because engineering really doesn't have diversity or women in the helm. There are very few women that end up becoming engineers, and because most of the time we've been told that that's not a woman's job, but women are so amazing with math and coding, as we've seen in the recent past. So Holberton really gives you the ability, even if you don't have money, it's a community education system. Even if you don't have the money or the means to be able to go to college, you can go and apply to Holberton School. They will give you an education, and then when you get a job, you can pay them back. So it's a really healthy way of people finding professional careers in engineering. So that's my second investment.
I think we need to hire some of those students.
Yeah, I think so.
Really soon.
Yeah, another collaboration happening there. But अब आपको sink in हो गया है कि you are Mrs. Nick Jonas, Priyanka Chopra Jonas?
Yeah, I'm Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I don't think कि मुझे इतना कुछ अलग नहीं लग रहा है मेरी जिंदगी में. I just feel like the only thing that's different is like all of this. But besides that, I don't, hearing the bangles, having the wedding ring, the henna.
But चूड़ा is so Punjabi. सबको समझ में आया Christian wedding के बाद कि because फिरंगी दूल्हा जिसको समझ में आया कि चूड़ा क्या है, मेहंदी क्या है.
मुझे Christian wedding कैसे समझ में आई?
अब आप हॉलीवुड में बड़ी जल्दी जेल हो गई, अब कोई तो इंडिया में इतनी जल्दी जेल नहीं हुआ.
Sensible लोग होते हैं, and the most beautiful thing about our wedding is the respect of each other's cultures. My family respecting his family respecting mine, understanding it, especially with Nick, doing all the Sanskrit shloks, the feras, and just the chudas and everything.
I have a fan question, that will Nick be part of Hindi films too?
I don't know. That's a question you have to ask him.
Okay, आपकी किसी फिल्म में?
I don't think so.
Okay, and last question. जैसा कि आप बात कर रही थी, बहुत से stereotypes आपने तोड़े हैं, investments के साथ, films के साथ. This is a very fascinating wedding. I was reading on Facebook that Priyanka is a role model because of all the things she's done in her life, and one of this, like, she didn't even care about the age difference, and this was for girls trust me, very empowering, at least what I read on social networking platforms. What do you have to say on this?
I find it extremely funny because in India we love when a guy is much older than a woman.
Around the world.
We get 12-year-olds married to old men, and that's okay. And this is a debate. We should be ashamed of ourselves. At least the people who are having that conversation
I agree.
should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay.
That's how I think.
चलिए, एक last reason Bumble क्यों आज के आज सब लोग download करें? Is it by the way free app to download?
Yes.
If you could just explain it, like to all the viewers.
Why should they download Bumble today?
Well,
I think, well, first of all, it's free, so go and check it out. Second of all, I think that this is an app by women for everybody. It's something that empowers you to be able to find any sort of life choice that you want to make in your own terms, and that I think is fascinating. I think you should go, especially women out there, download Bumble, explore it, see how you feel, put in your profile, go into Bumble Business, see what your idea could be. Maybe your idea that you're sitting at home with and thinking about at night while talking to somebody else on Bumble Biz could become a monetized company or a business. You could end up meeting a friend who you have completely similar ideologies with and make a friend for life, or get into a group of people that you might be exploring your own hobbies and likeness. And at the same time, you could find the kind of love that you want on your terms without being afraid of what this will be if you swipe, you know, because you're the one who makes the first move. And in terms of safety also, Bumble has done a lot to ensure that, you know, that they're doing the best that they can to make sure there are screenings. And so it feels like a social network which is sort of your home, and you go into this virtual world and explore whatever vertical you want. And I feel like that's a great enough reason to download it right now.
But how would you guys monetize out of it?
That's a wicked question. How do we make money?
So it's a freemium model. The app is free, and it has everything that you need in terms of being a free app. Now, if you want certain upgrades, more features, more access, more time, more chances, then you can upgrade to our subscription model, and it is still very reasonably priced. It's not sure how we price it exactly in India, but it is really worth it. But absolutely the greatest experience when it's free as well. I think a final note on why I believe women should really try Bumble is, I can speak from experience. If you have disempowered relationships, whether that be romantically, with your friends, or at work, they can make your entire life very unhealthy. And we are only as healthy as our least healthy relationship. Bumble is really an opportunity to grant you access to new empowered relationships on your terms, all day, every day, not just within, you know, the community or at school or within, you know, the boundaries you've been handed. This is boundary breaking, it's stereotype breaking, and it is progressive technology that women should feel empowered to get behind.
Okay, on that note, I really feel like saying that, you know, whoever downloads Bumble, especially guys, if they want to talk to women, they should be paying, no?
We tried this in America, it didn't pass the legal test.
चलिए, जब इतनी खूबसूरत ऐप दो ब्यूटीफुल वंडरफुल लेडीज लेकर आ रही हैं, तो आई एम श्योर एक डाउनलोड तो जरूर बनता है. On that note, thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best for Bumble. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.